Lakers Nation, listen up, because this LeBron James situation just exploded again, and the entire NBA is now watching one team more than anyone else, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and what they are planning with Bronny James could completely change the future of the league. And if this actually happens, we are looking at one of the biggest off-season twists in NBA history, so let's break everything down from the beginning. LeBron James has officially moved on from the Los Angeles Lakers after both sides could not agree on the direction of the franchise and what it takes to compete for a championship at the highest level. Reports say LeBron made his decision just hours before free agency and informed the Lakers that he was moving on from the team. That immediately shifts the entire NBA landscape, because when LeBron is available, every team starts thinking differently. Now the biggest storyline right now is the Cleveland Cavaliers, because Cleveland is not just interested in LeBron, they are building a full strategy around him, and that strategy includes Bronny James. Reports say the Cavaliers are considering a move to trade for Bronny as part of a plan to increase their chances of signing LeBron. The idea is simple: if you bring Bronny in, you increase the odds of bringing LeBron home. Mark Stein reported that Cleveland has interest in trading for Bronny to help lure LeBron back. Evan Sidery also reported that the Cavaliers are willing to acquire Bronny specifically for that purpose. And on top of that, Cleveland is reportedly keeping multiple roster spots open so they can potentially add both LeBron and Bronny together. Bronny James is currently under a guaranteed contract with the Lakers worth around $2.3 million this season and a team option worth around $2.5 million next year. That means any team that wants him cannot just sign him, they would need to trade for him or work something out with the Lakers, and that is where things get very interesting, because Bronny is no longer just a young developing player. He is now part of a bigger NBA strategy tied directly to LeBron James. Now here is another major layer. LeBron agent Rich Paul said something that shocked the entire league. He said nearly every team in the NBA has reached out this offseason to try and sign LeBron. He said only 1 or 2 teams have not contacted them. That tells you everything you need to know. LeBron is not choosing between a few teams. He is basically choosing from almost the entire league. Now the Cavaliers are not the only team watching this situation. The Golden State Warriors are also monitoring everything closely. They are still in the mix and waiting to see how things develop. But just like Cleveland, there is a growing belief that any team trying to sign LeBron may also need to think about Bronny, because the father-son connection is becoming a real factor in roster building. Now let's talk Lakers, because they still control a huge part of this situation, and that is Bronny James. If teams start calling the Lakers about Bronny, this becomes a leverage situation, and the Lakers can absolutely play hardball here. At minimum you are looking at 2 second-round picks, maybe even 3 depending on how strong the demand gets, because Bronny is on a fully guaranteed deal and still developing, so he is not a throwaway asset. Now let's talk about a potential sign and trade idea involving Jarrett Allen. There have been conversations around Cleveland potentially using him in a larger LeBron-related deal. But from a Lakers perspective, it does not automatically make sense as a final piece, because the Lakers already made moves at the center position and are trying to balance roster construction differently. So if Jarrett Allen ever became part of a deal, the Lakers could flip him again into something more useful for their roster, and this is where your ideas come in. If the Lakers had control of multiple pieces, they could reshape everything into better fitting players. You mentioned PJ Washington or Daniel Gafford type players as examples of the kind of role players that could make sense depending on availability. Same idea with Derrick Jones Jr. or Chris Dunn. Those are the type of defensive wings and athletic guards that could help balance a roster around stars. Now salary flexibility is another big piece of this. One idea is the Lakers potentially stretching or moving Jared Vanderbilt contract that could open around $7 million or more in cap space depending on structure. That kind of move would give them much more flexibility to operate in the market. Now on the roster side, the Lakers also have multiple movable pieces. Dalton Knecht, Jake LaRavia and Jaden Hardy, who was added in the DeAndre Ayton deal, could all be included in different trade scenarios. So when you combine that, you are talking about multiple contracts that could be shifted depending on what direction the Lakers want to go. Now here is another idea. You brought up Jalen Tyson from Cleveland. That is the type of young athletic 3-and-D wing the Lakers could absolutely target in a situation where they are flipping assets or building depth. And if a team ever tried to use Bronny as part of a LeBron strategy, the Lakers should absolutely respond with a strong stance. If you want Bronny, you are paying for him. And that means at least 2 second-round picks minimum, maybe even 3 if leverage is high, because this is not just about a player anymore, this is about control and leverage in a league-wide negotiation. Now zooming out. Cleveland is building a reunion plan around LeBron and Bronny. Golden State is still watching and waiting in the background. The Lakers are holding a key asset in Bronny and flexibility in their roster. And the entire NBA is waiting on LeBron James' decision. There are even outside rumors and possibilities involving other teams, but right now the main focus is Cleveland and Golden State. At the end of the day, this is not just a normal off-season story. This is about whether LeBron James changes teams again and whether Bronny becomes part of the biggest decision of his career, and if that happens the entire NBA could shift instantly. So stay locked in because this story is moving fast and the next update could change everything again.